Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Play on the Go Bundle Premium Edition of May 2023 to help you in picking your 5 games. If you find this video helpful, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support means everything. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have Wolfenstein: The Old Blood, an alternate history FPS game which serves as a prequel to The New Order. The Old Blood is broken into 2 episodes, which totals to approximately 8 hours long. You once again take on the role of BJ Blazkowicz from the New Order, except it is your past self. In the first episode, you return to Castle Wolfenstein as you attempt to obtain a document that sets up the events of the New Order. It doesn't go as planned and you need to return to your Nazi murdering ways. You'll encounter new enemy variants like a sniper, some puzzle-like encounters, and a good mix of stealth and action scenes. While most things will feel quite familiar to the New Order, the labyrinth tunnels of the castle makes it feel different from the more open areas of the New Order. The second episode is a lot more interesting because it involves zombies now, and it is completely different from the New Order. There are a few really tense scenes, and the mystery of Helga and her adventures to uncover occult objects will keep you engaged. You have access to new weapons, like a melee pipe and the explosive count pistol. Existing guns have also been refined, making everything feel more viable. The perk system is still attached to challenges like stealth takedowns and weapon-specific kills. Old Blood has great pacing between stealth and action, and doesn't waste time in telling side stories. However, the villains of the Old Blood is not as compelling as Death's Head, and characters are not as developed as the New Order. If you like the New Order, you'll also like the Old Blood. It's practically more of the same, but peppered with some new guns to play with and new enemy types to murder. At number 2 we have Wolfenstein: The New Order, an action-adventure first-person game set in an alternate history timeline. Set in the 1960s, the Nazis have won World War II with their superior technology, and most of Europe has been put under their control. You play as BJ Blazkowicz, a badass American soldier who was admitted to a psychiatric asylum after a mission gone wrong, where you remain in a catatonic state. The asylum has been ordered to shut down by the Nazis, and after witnessing some atrocities on the people there, BJ awakens and he goes on a rampage to destroy the Nazi war machine and his nemesis, Wilhelm Strauss, aka Death's Head. The story is actually pretty good, and it basically provides you a reason to shoot Nazis with varying mission objectives to keep things fresh. The alternate history storyline is really interesting, and being a badass bringing down the Nazis feels great. Characters that you meet along the way are also relatable, as they are just regular people oppressed by the regime wanting liberation. You can use a variety of weapons to kill these Nazis, and these range from handguns, assault rifles, shotguns, all the way to more interesting weapons like Tesla grenades and a laser cutter. There are also some sections where you get to pilot mechs to destroy a Nazi encampment, and that is really fun. Sitting in the seat of a mech, leveling everything around you. This game is great if you want to feel like a badass action hero in a film, murdering Nazis and bringing down their operations. At number 3 we have Doom 2016, a reboot of the classic Doom game where you shoot demons on Mars. You play as a Doomslayer, partnering up with Samuel Hayden, a high-ranking official working on secretive Argent energy research projects on Mars. The both of you are trying to rid the forces of hell brought upon by Olivia Pierce, a high-ranking scientist who was enticed by Satan's promises of greatness. The plot is simple and is not the main focus of the game, but if you're truly interested, there are codexes scattered around for you to read. Levels in Doom have a singular goal outlined, but all of them will end with a gigantic battle involving the murder of various demons and highly destructive events. This game is not all about the battles though, as you'll be spending much of your time exploring the map filled with corridors looking for key cards and secrets. Enemies are quite varied, with some using melee weapons while others fire projectiles, before expanding to more varied weaponry and abilities like teleportation and minion summoning. Best of all, they spawn by the dozens, so you'll be crushing demon skulls for days. This game doesn't have a reload button, and all you have to worry about is pulling the trigger of a variety of weapons like the super shotgun, rocket launcher, the chain gun, among others. Each weapon is accompanied by satisfying booms as you turn demons into jelly. Weapon abilities can be upgraded via mods and have alternate firing modes. The movement in Doom is fast, faster than most other FPS games. This movement style encourages you to constantly move, kite, dodge, and lunge at demons, with some demons being as agile as you. You can also perform glory kills, which are quick melee animations that you can perform on weakened enemies for some very gory yet satisfying finishing moves, watching their demon heads explode into a million drops of blood and also become health pickups. You can use the chainsaw to saw demons in half, which also functions as a limited ammo regen tool. Doom is definitely an old school FPS where you're required to explore to discover necessary keys to progress, but when the action gets going, it really dials itself up over the top, delivering a very satisfying FPS worthy of the Doom name. At number 4 we have Jack Move, a cyberpunk RPG that combines futuristic elements with retro vibes. Inspired by Final Fantasy games and 80s computer interfaces, the game features turn-based combat and pixel art. In a unique twist, players engage in combat through computer hacking, equipping hardware and executing software. You assume the role of Noah Solaris, a vigilante hacker who teams up with Ryder to complete dangerous missions in a cyberpunk city controlled by the malevolent Monomind. The game offers an immersive 10-hour adventure with appealing artwork and captivating characters. The interactions between characters are engaging, featuring concise and entertaining dialogue that contributes to the world building of the cyberpunk society. Explorable side quests provide players with opportunities to help NPCs and gain insights into the high-tech reality, often rewarding them with useful items. Combat in Jack Move takes place within cyberspace and follows a turn-based system. Noah has various actions at her disposal, including hacking, executing software, and unleashing powerful Jack moves. The game replaces the traditional elemental system with cyberware, electroware, and wetware, emphasizing the strategic importance of swapping software to exploit enemy weaknesses. The game's graphics, while simple, effectively convey the desired aesthetic, with the pixel art and flashy Jack moves animations standing out. The soundscape is immersive, featuring enjoyable effects and catchy tunes that enhance the digital world experience. Despite its enjoyable nature, Jack Move lacks originality, offering little innovation to the genre. Some boss battles can feel tiresome, and the story follows predictable plot twists. However, for fans of cyberpunk RPGs seeking a concise turn-based experience, Jack Move remains a recommended choice. And number 5 we have Patch Quest, a roguelike exploration game. In this game you collect creatures, get into the occasional murder fest, and keep track of all your discoveries. While the world and creatures may seem cute and cuddly, this game will murder you over and over again. You play an explorer in Patchlantis, a world filled with secret paths, treacherous plant life, and monsters that really hate you. Nature has overtaken the island, and it is your job to find out what has happened. Every time you die, the world, or patches connected to each other will change and reshuffle, making each playthrough different. You're equipped with a weapon that can fire various types of ammo, depending on fruits that you find in your journey. You have homing bananas, rapid-fire grapes, explosive onions, among others. Sometimes this game goes full-on bullet hell on you, and these encounters can be quite overwhelming. You can mount monsters and use their skills and abilities to help deal with situations like this. You can even use them to battle other monsters that you encounter. The more your bond grows with your monsters, the more abilities will be available to them. Some monsters can levitate across swamps, and others are super tanky. You can also acquire plants and minerals to further grow your bond. Finding these resources also increases your Explorer rank. Every new level to the Explorer rank unlocks new permanent buffs for your character. In conclusion, Patch Quest is an awesome little adventure with some genuinely tough encounters. However, it manages to balance difficulty with the thrill of exploration and discovery, and never feels repetitive. Thanks to the wealth of creatures to mount and capture and some tough-as-nails combat, this roguelike adventure is quite a treat, and you'll be crazy to pass this one by. And number 6 we have Dusk Diver, an action-adventure RPG that follows standard tropes but executes them well. As a high school student named Yumo, you are transported to a dimension filled with phantoms and must use your inner power to defeat them. The story serves as a fun backdrop for combat, rather than providing deep character growth. The combat mechanics stand out, offering a seamless and well-balanced experience. With light and heavy attacks, summons, dodging, and super attacks, players have control and can string attacks together with ease. The combat feels challenging yet fair, making it exciting and enjoyable. The game also features a straightforward leveling system, allowing players to distribute their skill points to enhance Yumo and summons. Visually, the game looks good with pleasing colors and designs, although it lacks distinctiveness. The audio elements, including voice acting and music, are solid and contribute to the overall experience. In terms of replayability, players can collect items, unlock costumes, and aim for higher scores. However, there isn't a strong incentive to play through the game again. While the game could have delved deeper into its story and offered more varied missions, it succeeds in delivering satisfying combat and testing player skills. JFI Games prioritizes substantial gameplay over flashy features, resulting in a smooth and enjoyable experience for those seeking engaging combat mechanics. And number 7 we have Amid Evil, a throwback first-person shooter inspired by classic games like Hexen and Heretic. As the latest mortal champion, you take on evil-infested lands armed with an arsenal of magical weapons. While some weapons like the staff may feel underwhelming, others, such as the magic sword and grenade launcher that fires planets, make up for it. The standout weapon is the Star of Torment, which can pin enemies to walls or launch them out of the level. The game deviates from traditional FPS conventions by omitting fall damage and allowing breathing underwater, enhancing the fast-paced and fun gameplay. However, maneuvering out of the water can be frustrating, and the platforming sections can be challenging, requiring frequent quick saving. Amid Evil features open levels filled with secret areas and impressive architectural designs. The graphics with optional anti-aliasing lend a unique visual style, while the sound design immerses players into the game world. The combat against enemies like demon spawn and laser monsters can be thrilling, especially with weapons like Whisper's Edge. The inclusion of Soul Mode, activated by collecting souls, turns all weapons into powerful tools of destruction. While the game incorporates button-centric level designs that may feel repetitive, the overall experience remains enjoyable. Amid Evil leaves players questioning the motives of the gods, and lingers in their minds long after completion. With its monster-filled screens and satisfying combat, Amid Evil shines as a nostalgic and engaging FPS experience. At number 8 we have Lair of the Clockwork God, a genre-blending adventure game. The third installment in the Ben and Dan series, it combines platforming with point-and-click mechanics, offering a humorous narrative that keeps you laughing. Ben and Dan, their main characters, embark on a journey where Ben sticks to point-and-click, while Dan becomes an indie platformer hero with a heartfelt mission. They encounter a friendly AI in an apocalyptic London, leading them through experimental constructs to study human emotions. The game features character swapping mechanics, allowing you to utilize the unique skills of both Ben and Dan. With witty puns, one-liners, and creative sight gags, laughter is always close by. Despite minor control issues and occasional platforming challenges, the humor overshadows these shortcomings. The dialogue also provides clues, reducing the need for pixel hunting. Lair of the Clockwork God showcases a caustic yet affectionate sense of humor, occasionally poking fun at other games while celebrating them. It surprises with inventive respawning and self-aware twists, exploring gaming tropes and mechanics. While not every gag lands perfectly, Size 5 Games delivers a bold and hilarious adventure. If you appreciate clever comedy and witty writing, this game is worth experiencing. At number 9 we have Spirit Hunter Deathmark, a captivating and eerie ghost story that combines atmospheric horror with challenging puzzles. As a protagonist, you find yourself in a foreboding mansion with no recollection of your identity, except for a strange mark on your arm and a business card. You soon learn that the mark is a curse inflicted by malevolent ghosts, and the only way to break it is by investigating and exorcising the ghost responsible. The game is divided into chapters, each focusing on a different ghost and the cursed individuals affected by them. You must explore haunting locations with a partner, gathering information and items to confront the vengeful spirits. The visuals and sound design create an immersive experience, with chilling encounters and unpredictable ghostly phenomena that keep you on the edge. The game emphasizes the tension and vulnerability of the protagonist by restricting your group size to 2 people, and you must lead and protect your partner throughout the harrowing journey. Time choices during live or die moments add additional pressure, as you must manage your spiritual power and make crucial decisions to survive. The game's intricate puzzles and scattered items contribute to the suspense, although some solutions will be less intuitive. Boss battles play a critical role in determining the outcome, with good and normal endings available depending on your success in appeasing or defeating the ghost. While the game offers a compelling horror experience, it includes some adult-rated scenes that may be off-putting to some players. Despite this, Spirit Hunter Deathmark delivers a satisfying and immersive horror adventure, with its atmospheric storytelling, challenging puzzles, and memorable characters. If you enjoy atmospheric horror and puzzle solving, this game is highly recommended. At number 10 we have Fury Unleashed, a fast-paced run-and-gun game that combines elements of classic titles like Metal Slug and Contra, with modern roguelike mechanics. You navigate procedurally generated levels, presented in the form of comic book panels, battling through challenging enemies and bosses. The game's default difficulty is already quite tough, and it becomes even more challenging as you unlock additional difficulty modes. However, if the difficulty becomes overwhelming, there is an easy mode available, although using it locks leaderboards and certain achievements. The main story revolves around a comic book character, tasked with eliminating chaos from the pages, while also exploring the struggles of the comic's creator in the face of declining sales and harsh criticism. The story is effectively conveyed through scenes viewed on the creator's cell phone, providing a compelling incentive to progress. The gameplay mechanics are solid, with shooting mapped to the right thumbstick, and essential actions mapped to the shoulder buttons. One notable feature is a combo system, which rewards you for chaining kills without taking damage, leading to bigger rewards and additional benefits. Despite the enjoyable gameplay, Fury Unleashed suffers from the inherent repetitiveness of the genre. There are only 4 level themes, and while there's a variety of bosses, enemies, and weapons, their availability is not guaranteed in each run. The progression system lacks significant game-changing elements, and certain features like temporary invulnerability may not function as intended. Overall, Fury Unleashed provides an entertaining experience, although it may not fully immerse every player. The game has its faults, but remains solid and enjoyable, making it a worthwhile play. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is really good, and while a lot of them were featured in previous bundles, hopefully you'll find something in there that is fun enough to procure. In any case, kindly show your support by liking and subscribing to the channel, and I look forward to connecting with you in the upcoming video.